Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of Throttle Talk. Just to remind you, I'm Anthony, this is Nick from Nick Doing Car Things. How many?
Still have 683 followers.
683, that's 3 more from last time.
No,
But
I was still 683 last time.
was it 680 or
683.
683? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
consistency
sad.
is key. Consistency is key, my friend.
Sad, man. I've dropped a few followers, by the way, since I had my midterm, so it's fine.
Yeah, people are
Catching
getting
up
their
to you, I
Beirut
guess.
Beast fix.
Yeah, well, we're back. So, yeah, new week.
New us?
New us. We haven't lost weight.
Yet.
Yesterday was fun.
Yeah, so
we had a ride. Was it a ride? It was like
it was a
fragmented
collective. It was a collective of like 6 groups of 2, each organizing their own ride, but somehow ending up at the same place.
Yeah. I started off with a few of our friends with Evos. We rode to Zanduka all the way up to Mtain, and we ended up in
Ooh.
RPM.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a very nice road. Just a lot of water though because of the snow. So just have to make sure you don't slip. You guys woke up late.
No, I woke up early. Listen, so I woke up at 6:30. Christian called me,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Wake up!" I'm like, "I'm up." He's like, "Okay." I'm like, "What time's the ride?" He's like, 7. I'm like, "I'll try being there at 7:30." Like, you know.
Yeah.
What time did you guys end up leaving?
From Total Zal'a, like
Yeah.
around 7:10.
Ah, damn. Okay, so all right, I can't give him
We on
shit.
time, bro.
Okay,
We on
alright,
time.
alright. No, because in my head I was like, 7 is impossible. I need to get up and shower and everything. Let me just khalas 7:30 because I know they wouldn't have left. So then I'm like, nah, they probably.
La.
So I came to follow you.
Christian, he has a new car. He's
Hey,
excited.
of
He got an
course.
Evo 9.
Hey,
Right?
Allah.
Congrats, Christian. He's a lot of work. But he's excited. He woke up first thing in the morning. He was like, I want to go. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Listen, I understand him. He's here for a while. Now he's gonna has to go back to Egypt.
So we did I'm here for a
Good time, not a long time. Yeah. So I don't blame him too much,
No,
So
others.
now every mishwar he has, he always has to stop at like 6 totals. Let's say like he has to go to the pharmacies. From his house to the pharmacy, he will find a way to fit total in there, so he washes the car. He always has
لا
something.
صراحة
to do.
بس أنا بالأوضاع هلا ضروري لما كل توتال بتعبي
Yeah,
20,000 بتعبي 20,000 بس so you have to like go to each one to
Oh,
get to
man.
actually fill up your tank. But anyways, yeah, so you guys caught up with us late at
Yeah.
3 p.m. You and
Yeah.
our other friend, he has an M2, and for
then-
some reason our other friends just showed up as well like, with no
Yeah,
warning.
this is the thing about
Gio
Lebanon. It's
and
so
Sissi
tight.
and
They were
everyone.
there. Oh, they showed up or
Wait,
were
no,
they there?
Sissi was actually participating. Oh,
Exactly.
by the way, where there was a track event for Renault. We just went up to support the
Renault
guys.
Club.
Renault Sport Club Lebanon, and we just went up to support them. And one of our friends, she was taking part in the track event, and her boyfriend was
Only
there.
female driver.
Yeah, and she has the new Megane
And
RS.
she's extremely talented.
That's true.
So
just looking at her with the helmet on and just
Yeah,
getting ready to go.
it was honestly nice to see. It was
with
refreshing.
a downpipe on the Megane RS sounds really
What?
good.
She did it?
Yeah, Sharif.
What?
Yeah, that's why I was like doing that.
I've been trying to get her to do that on her Abarth
Bro.
for so long.
Gio put in that word and
Oh,
he
wow.
got it done. He got it done.
I'm happy. Props to him and her, honestly.
Yeah, and afterwards we just
Yeah, you
drove
guys went down to Starbucks.
Starbucks. We were man. We had a cup of
Yeah.
coffee, and then you guys.
I continued my expedition into the mountains and the canyons.
Yeah, you had the M4, the convertible.
Yeah, no, we went through from Zarur towards Dhurshwir towards like the Bekfaya Layat road. There are 3 names for this road, by the way. It's called Tariq Abu al-Mizan,
أنا ما بعرف أنت بدك تقول لي.
and it's also called apparently Wadi al-Mot. Yeah, because if you go to that road, it's absolutely beautiful.
وادي الجماجم قصدك.
Wadi Jamajim or Wadi
I
al-Mot?
think
Wadi
it's called
Jamajim.
Wadi
Hey, Wadi
Jamajim.
Jamajim.
I
Yeah,
think
there you
that's
go.
what-
Hey, no,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's a mix
That's
up.
left
Lebanon
Arus.
has like, بس لفت عروس, but it was absolutely
Yeah,
beautiful,
yeah.
man. Top down, weather was really nice.
Wind in your hair.
Hey, do I show them? I need to cut my hair, guys. You're gonna get a preview. I've been cutting it myself since COVID.
It's not that bad
I
actually.
know,
Mine is
but
worse.
it still needs a cut.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, that was pretty much it.
It was a fun day. We ended up on a high note.
Enjoyed Lebanon to the fullest. Honestly, I was very surprised and pleased yesterday to see, like, when I was leaving Beirut, Harley Davidson, the club, had around like 6,000 bikes pull back in, and I'm just like, they're pulling into Beirut and the noise is so loud. But at the same time, I'm so happy because at this point, I want Beirut to feel alive
To be
again,
back.
you know? Like,
To be back.
so I was like, the sound of Harleys was just like a given on any Sunday, you know? If a Harley Davidson's exhaust note doesn't pierce your ear on a Sunday,
morning,
something's wrong.
that's
Something's
true.
wrong. No, so it was nice to see them driving, and when we were in RPM leaving, I believe it's
Some
the
of them
Honda
showed-
Club. No,
Oh,
that,
the Honda Club. That's true.
because there was a gold wing, a silver wing, like so.
They appeared on my stories if you guys saw.
Yeah,
that.
so that was also nice. I like seeing people out and about, just enjoying the country. Khalas.
Basically, the community we talked about last time, like everyone has their own like clique and they all
Yeah,
ride.
and-
But it's nice to see them back. Like I told my friend Noor, and I have a ride on Sunday. He's like, oh, summers in Lebanon are back.
Yeah, I really hope so, man.
Yeah,
Knock on
we're
plastic.
we're being very cautious with the COVID, but I mean, hopefully everything goes back to normal.
Yeah, just
Especially with
need
the
to-
vaccines rolling out.
Yeah, let's hope the vaccines roll out at a very at a faster rate, just so our parents are safe, everyone's parents are safe.
I think this week they're starting to roll out the 55 to 65 age range.
Yeah, with the
AstraZeneca.
yeah.
Right.
I'm down. Let them do whatever. Let's just get COVID over with. Keep everyone safe.
To not go out of topic, this week we've had a lot of stuff happening in the car
world has changed.
That's basically what we're going to talk about today is electric and the future of the combustion engine and how everything is being like fast paced into electric mobility, I guess.
Electric mobility is now the front page of everything auto development. Rather personally, the way I see it is rather than pursue some noteworthy or some things that are worth looking into in terms of car development, it's just you have this car, hybrid done, khalas.
Yeah, especially in the past year or 2 years.
Yeah, it's just they've hybridized
really fast.
everything, but to the point where you're not improving the car. I don't know, in the end, it's not on their mind.
If you're talking in
they
terms
have
of
targets.
hybrids.
They have targets. They have targets with the EU, with all of these international
EU's
boards.
putting more restrictions more than targets actually.
Yeah.
They have their own target, but they're putting restrictions on everyone else.
What was the date for the UK? The UK announced, was it 2030 or 2035, that they will completely ban the sale of any
I think 2030 because the EU has EU7 is in 2025. They're gonna put new regulations and they're gonna come into play, and that's why everyone all the car companies are shitting their pants.
Yeah.
And we are too because this week Audi just announced that they will stop making internal combustion engines as of 2030.
What happens to Lamborghini?
actually, I read about this. So apparently they're not gonna stop making them until 2030, but they're gonna keep the same V10 and the V8 from the RS. They're not gonna update them though. They are gonna update them.
Don't tell me they're updating the RS3's engine, the 5-cylinder.
I'm not sure, but they just mentioned the V8 and the V10s. They're not gonna make any new models of the engines. They're just gonna tweak them to follow the regulations by the EU7. Until 2030, then they're gonna stop everything.
BMW this is what I think is happening in terms of every manufacturer has a monopoly or a sub-brand. So BMW said that no, we will not be stopping internal combustion engines, but at the same time they went out.
To no surprise actually.
They are, to me, the best inline six in the world. It's
That's
crafted by in Bavaria. Khalas. There's no hands down. No inline six is as silky smooth.
And to no surprise, I expected BMW and Porsche to say till the end. I mean, they're gonna make electric.
Of course, no. BMW already. What was the
i4, the iX?
Yeah,
they
the
started with the i3 a couple of years.
I'm happy with BMW doing this as long as they just don't oversize the grille like they did on the M4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming to terms with no. I keep saying the M4 is ugly, and in my head it's ugly, but I know that I'm gonna get used to it.
Yeah, our eyes are
and in
a
few years I'll be like, it's cool, it's fine,
I know I mentioned this on the page. I only like it the M3 in Dravite Gray. Your 8 Series is color, and an orange interior because it contrasts with the orange sparkles in the paint.
See, but you're picking colors to mask the
exactly because I want a darker color that just hides that grille because it's fucking hideous. I mean, really props to BMW for making something that's out of the box, but I mean,
it's not out of the box. This is. Can we sidetrack just a bit?
Sure.
The reason why I bought the M2 at that time is because to me the M2 was a breath of fresh air. It has really just 3 modes: Sport, Sport Plus, DSC off. That's it. There's nothing else to it, and it's a small car, uncomfortable. I don't care.
Yeah.
The new M4. I was watching a smoking tire review by Matt Farah and I think it's Zach. I'm not sure about his last name, so I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
I think so. And they were just stating some numbers that I haven't really looked up, but they were saying it's I forgot how much inches wider than the previous gen M6. The 4 Series is now almost as wide. I mean, wider. The M4 is now wider than a 6 Series.
Which is basically the 8 Series now.
It's
so how wide is the 8 Series?
The 8 Series isn't that wide.
But the M8, for example, if they made the M4 as wide as a 6 Series,
okay. We'll save that for another time because I have the data on that. Because when we got our 8 Series, I looked up like the differences and everything.
Okay.
But in general, cars are becoming so big.
Yeah.
So as long as BMW just give us some decent looking cars, don't oversize them into an 18-wheeler, I'm happy.
Yeah.
But BMW, so I think what their goal is, they have Mini Cooper, they own them.
That's a good segue to what we're gonna talk about now.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. Okay,
go ahead. So Mini Cooper, like, are owned by BMW, and BMW basically, if you buy a Mini, it's
BMW.
Exactly, it's a BMW that's rebadged.
Same
of any sort. Like a Cooper is an extremely close twin to a 1 Series, X1 Countryman, and the list goes on.
Basically.
So what they're doing is they said that Mini Cooper will be going fully electric in the future. No more internal combustion engines.
So they're experimenting with their sub-brands.
Exactly, they have, because BMW has much more of a market share than Mini Cooper, and like the brand recognition is important. So if let's say they were to do it with BMW and they screwed up, it would be more costly than doing it with like Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
Because Mini Cooper,
they're like dipping their finger into a smaller sub-brand just to see what's out there.
They're gonna see how they're testing with it, and the same thing with VW. So Audi is going to be electrifying their vehicles, right? But Porsche isn't. Lamborghini isn't. Bentley has been quiet. Bentley, I don't know. I think they stopped the W12, the 12 cylinder.
Not yet.
Okay, so even then, Bentley is still like. So VW's testing with like, of the 8, I'm just throwing out random, of the many sub-brands it owns, it's testing with Audi, and it's just gonna because they have different lineups. They also have Skoda.
That's the curious part. No, we're talking about BMW being like such a big brand and experimenting with a sub-brand such as Mini Cooper. Like, why wouldn't VW test on a Skoda or like Seat? Because I guess they're small enough.
Exactly, exactly, they are, and because they're
I don't think it would make the repetition of an Audi to go all electric.
If they did do a Skoda and Seat and Audi, it makes perfect sense because Audi sits in a higher slot, price-wise. Okay, Skoda and Seat are like at the bottom.
They have the basic engines from a Golf.
Yeah, they're at the bottom.
If you remove the badge, remember that video? If you remove the Seat badge off the engine, you see a VW badge underneath it.
No, but in general, like Seat and Skoda are at a price range that's more for the masses in Europe.
That's
of course. And then Volkswagen comes in as a premium, and Audi is basically like what Volkswagen like sell the most from in terms of A6s, like the premium, the upper level premium badge, So for them, I think the way they're doing it is that way they can target the biggest segment of
their sales, I guess.
Exactly. While still having other options like Porsche and Bentley and Lamborghini are completely different level. So they're not forced to do it yet, even though they are making pushes, like Porsche with the Macan. You said that the next generation Macan will be fully electric.
The next generation Macan will be
completely
electric.
Taycan is an amazing car. It looks like that for Porsche to do that. But I think once you can say the electric movement has happened in VW, like when it's complete is when the 911 is electric. But the head of the 911 development said he's not going to.
They're gonna leave it till the end, I'm sure.
He said technology is still not there, in a point where you can have an electric 911 without compromising it. That's the thing. That's what I love about Porsche. No compromise. So he said, once the tech or the batteries are small enough, light enough, or we can, they can have their way with them, then they would do it,
Which is nice what Porsche did when Volkswagen took it over. Like, they were like, okay, you're gonna run us, but just leave your hands off.
Yeah, the 911 was pretty much untouched. The Cayenne came in and was their moneymaker. And that's what kept, honestly, that was a great business model because it's what kept giving us Porsches.
I think the only interchangeable models between VW and Porsche is the Cayenne and the Touareg, right?
Cayenne and the Touareg, Q7. If we want to
Q7 and
because
just
VW. Okay.
Yeah, VW.
I think the Macan is also a Q, not a Q5, a Tiguan.
All right, okay.
Probably not the same. I'm not saying the same car, but same platform. They build it off the same platform, I think.
But yeah, they're probably, of course, going to leave the 911 till the end, until the tech is more advanced, which I think it's going to be more advanced in the next couple of years, because the movement of this fast-paced transition
but VW is doing it very well, honestly, because VW as well, at the same time, Porsche is also pursuing an alternate fuel source.
Like what?
One that we can, one that you can make in a laboratory. Yeah, exactly. So imagine, rather than having to dig into the ground and like kill the environment and whatnot, while you're digging, while you're like
extracting
refining
materials,
and then while you're driving, they're coming up. Porsche is currently
made,
synthetic fuel. Exactly. That would be like Porsche. If Porsche can do that, oh my god, that would be amazing.
The hello in a Porsche بطلت like just like that sport brand you'd buy. It's like a leading
Porsche
and innovation.
Of course, Porsche is all about uncompromised innovation. Usually it was more for sports and everything, but now Porsche prolonged that whole Porsche experience, the sports and everything, sports cars. They have to, like, they're tackling this problem. Like the electric, for example, Porsche and BMW partnered together when Tesla came out with the Model S. Like the past few years, Tesla's name has been like, their stock has been rising, both figuratively and actually.
Whoever has Tesla stock is a fucking rich man.
Right? What's it called? BMW and Porsche, rather, like Tesla was like, we have 600 miles range. Like, BMW and Porsche got together, as well as BMW and Mercedes. Like, they had different projects. The German manufacturers got together and had several partnerships in hopes of developing, rather than like maximum range, they wanted you to be able to charge the battery in the least amount of time. Porsche and BMW during testing, I don't know whether this they rolled out, because I'm pretty sure it was just, they need to study it further on the battery lifetime and everything, but they were able to charge a car up to 80% within around 3 minutes. Yeah. Imagine, so your batteries are depleted from 0 to 80% in less than 3 minutes. That completely changes.
That's Laza. What would that affect the battery on a long-term abuse of that?
I think that's why they're slow, they're steadily lowering the times it takes to recharge. But that's the problem with batteries. If you charge them too fast, long-term lifetime, from your iPhone, if you plug your iPhone into a charger that within 2 minutes goes to 50%.
Yeah, I think mine is at 85% optimal charging right now.
Exactly.
I have an iPhone X and I've had it for 3 years. But which brings us to the topic of maintenance and electric cars as opposed to combustion engines. They say an electric car is more expensive when you buy it, but then maintaining it and running it is less than having a combustion engine car. Which you have a lot of moving parts, you have to change the transmission oil, but on an electric car you just have brakes and tires, right?
And brakes you barely use because you have regenerative. Yeah, exactly. There you go. As you slow down, rather than hitting the brakes, the car just turns the motors out. It's really amazing, but there's a problem with it. For example, if you look at right now Tesla, if you were to go buy spare parts, you're not allowed to. In a sense, for example, there's a person on YouTube who would go and buy crashed Teslas.
Oh yeah,
and fix them and drive them. He would just get a new battery pack. Tesla refused to, they refused to sell him a battery pack or a motor. So he would have to go find junk ones to fix his car. This is the thing. I'm worried that it's gonna be a monopoly. The whole point of
they want to have the complete control over
their product and if they do that, if other manufacturers do that, because once you open an engine, you have the stator, you have the rotor, you have all these windings. There's not much you can do unless you're changing the magnets.
Yeah.
But in general, there isn't much to do. So it's still a question mark. Can you tune your you could honestly people have. Yeah. Basically just you can do it.
Computer.
But basically your upgrades are going to be within the battery packs more or less. It's gonna be a stage 1, stage 2, stage 90. Yeah. I can't wait for that. But in general,
bright future for the electric car segment.
It is. There is a bright future, but I really hope they don't do some douchebag shit with it. You know, oh no, your motor's done. Khalas, fuck it, new car. Or you can't
Apple on it, basically.
Yeah, oh wow, exactly. If you don't take it to the Apple store. Yeah.
Your warranty.
Warranty, and that's the thing with electric cars is batteries are expensive. This is one problem I have with electric cars in Lebanon or hybrids, and one of the reasons why once we were considering buying X5 45e, and my dad just simply asked a question: if the batteries go bad, Okay. How long do I have to wait to get them? Because you can't ship them by plane.
Oh, because it's a battery.
Yeah, it has to come through sea. And then you have the Suez Canal. You have that guy.
Oh shit!
You had to put that in there.
By the way, they opened it apparently.
Yeah, they refloated that boat.
Refloated the boat.
Don't want to be that captain. But
you saw the memes of like what people like trying
excavator and like me, my problem.
Besides the excavator, like people with like a JDM car like trying to tug the boat. I think
JDM fans will find anything.
Another swap car would have definitely done the job for sure.
Definitely. No, but what's it called? But like a lot of times when I would visit BMW Lebanon, Basula Hnaini, I would see 7 Series hybrids that are Syrian. And you know, they would be there for like 6 months. Yeah, in Syria because they sold the active hybrid for a while, like before everything broke out. And I asked them, no, it's not that they can't fix them there. Besides that, I'm not sure there's a BMW in Syria. They don't have a presence anymore. But they were parked in BMW Lebanon awaiting batteries. And I'm telling you, this is within like 6 months. I would go for 6 months. So that begs the question: like, do we have the infrastructure ready to handle this on a mass scale?
So, like a question: like, would the car be obsolete if the battery goes? If it's a hybrid.
If it's a hybrid, it's different.
Like a hybrid X5, like you mentioned,
but
or the 7 Series that you were talking about.
Yeah, but you have to see how BMW is how manufacturers are integrating the hybrid system into the electron, like you know.
If it fucks up,
it's like saying how many German car owners or European, no, not even German, English, Jaguar, Range Rover. How many times is it one sensor that costs like $5 goes bad, and rather than and it's a useless sensor.
Our friend with the Range Rover Sport and my friend with the F-Type.
No, it's just like Range Rover would be like, okay, here's a temperature that tells you the air temperature outside. Here's a sensor that tells you that. Oh, the sensor went bad. Oh shit, you can't start your engine.
Yeah, I remember my friend with the F-Type, he can't go into sport mode unless he has to do something, and when it goes back, he has to park on the side of the road, turn it off, turn it on a couple of times. And our friend with the Range Rover, he had some problem with his gearbox, right?
Yeah.
Once when he first got it, right?
We have our other friend who had a problem with the engine on his brand new SVR, went out in a month.
I don't know that story, but yeah, I would assume. So just to go back to the topic, other brands have like a percentage of how many cars they want to make hybrid.
Exactly, because to meet regulations, that's the thing.
Definitely. So we were talking about like off camera. We were talking about how BMW is making smaller cars electric, while Mercedes. I was telling him Mercedes is gonna make more capacity cars. I posted it on my stories before that they're gonna trim maybe 50% of their coupes by the end of 2030 or 2025. Like people were afraid, like, oh, what happened to the C63 and whatever the S Class and E Coupe. They're gonna be there for a while, but then I think the S
Class. Scoop them up while you can.
S Class is gonna go quick.
S Class is always the front runner for Mercedes.
Yeah. But I mean, they're bringing back the SL. They said they were gonna stop it for a while, then now they're bringing it back.
Wow, I guess we owe them our money, don't we?
Yeah. But obviously the C63 is gonna be a 4-cylinder hybrid, which begs the question: what is it gonna sound like when it comes out? We all love a V8.
Yeah.
I mean, the rumbling sound of a V8.
Yeah, nothing beats a V8.
So my question is, like, can they make the sound of a 4-cylinder turbo hybrid better, or maybe close to it? I mean, think about a motorcycle. Like, we have like 2, 3, 4-cylinder motorcycles that sound exactly like a V8 engine. So
I think let's take a water break and we'll get back to that.
We'll get back to that, yeah.
All right,
for sure.
All right. Okay, we're back from that water break because we have water.
I think we're gonna leave that in. So we're back. Well, my question was, what was it before? Like, if the new 63 can sound as good.
If they can make 4-cylinder hybrids.
It's like a motorcycle, like those Harleys with the.
Listen, I think anything is possible. Anything is possible, but even then, part of Euro restrictions, by the way, in terms of is sound, because sound counts as pollution.
Mm.
So even then, like, have you seen like the M2 competition in Europe?
Sounds
because despite all of the oxygen, like they need to have the carbon dioxide, monoxide, nitrous, nitrogen, all of that. Yeah, but the OPF are also for sound.
Mm-hmm.
OPF, by the way, is oxygen particulate filter. Yeah, so these are just extra. Let's just call them catalytic convert. Yeah, extra cats they added onto the car to make it even quieter.
Save that. I want to talk about something later on. By the way, continue.
Yeah. So I think anything is possible, but I don't know. Like I hope so, but
Because every time like
Have you ever been excited to hear a 4-cylinder?
No. But I mean, every time I'm at a stoplight, I hear like a Harley Davidson pull up next to me. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. I always wonder like why can't like a Toyota Yaris sound like this? You know.
Toyota Yaris can't sound like that with enough dedication, bro. You just haven't tried.
I mean, like the GR Yaris is pretty close, but just no sound.
Yeah. By the way, I beat Toyota to the GR Yaris. I would like to give myself some credit. We had a friend who doesn't give a shit about cars. Had a Yaris like 2009, 8.
Okay.
And he's like, what can I do to make it like, I want to make it a fun car. I'm like, supercharge it.
He did not do it though.
He did not do it, but like, I had the concept.
Threw out the idea.
Of course, no, but, and then we looked up some videos. It's actually hilarious.
People have done it?
Yeah, that's the thing. There are supercharger kits for a 1.3 liter Yaris. And it's absolutely amazing. I would love to. I love these weird like. Down. Yeah, no, I would love to like own a car that's just like an everyday car. No one would blink an eye at it. That still has like an extra like. In the end, how much power are you gonna make out of a 1.3? You're not gonna make like 700 horse, but like
for sure.
A Toyota making over 150 horsepower is gonna be a fast Toyota.
Yeah, but it's just a shame we don't get them here in the Middle East.
Oh man, we don't get the Supra.
Yeah.
In Lebanon, we don't get the Supra. We didn't get the Yaris.
In Dubai, they don't even get the Yaris. They had just 2 come from abroad.
That's crazy.
There was like an auction for them actually. Some guy was bringing them from the outside.
Man,
people were like,
I swear these cars are. I'm calling it. I'm gonna use that. Like I'm gonna call this. The Yaris is a future classic.
Definitely.
Just because it's in an age of dying sports cars. The Japanese, I love Mazda. I love Toyota. I love what the Japanese are doing in general. They're buckling down on sports cars. They're like, yeah, no. There is a market for these cars, just because they don't sell as much as like a economy sedan.
But I mean, what do you think about them going with BMW for the Supra? I mean,
I don't blame them. Listen, I'm a BMW fan, so regardless. But like people giving Toyota shit about it. The B58 engine, the one in it, is a sublime engine.
And they updated it, by the way.
Of course,
it has more horsepower.
They have all these mini changes. For example, they upgraded the fuel pressure.
But
the high pressure fuel pump.
Way more horsepower than the previous generation.
Of course. That's the thing. That's what you don't know.
Whoever bought it before,
because sometimes if you buy the launch car, down the line they tone it down because of the emissions.
Yeah.
This time
they brought it up.
Man. No, the thing is that engine with I swear a $500 tune. All right, an off the shelf map can easily make around like 80 horsepower over stock. Yeah, like they've that engine, the B58 is such a powerful engine. It's underrated, but it's the new, let's say the new N54, because BMW fans, N54s are the best for making power. Reliability is question mark, but B58 is.
I think people have a big question mark regarding okay, Toyota went with a German car brand. How reliable is, especially BMW? Like how reliable is this BMW? Can I tune it without breaking my car and
man,
all of that shit?
I'm telling you, BMW.
Let's just say Japanese compared to German, who has the better reliability?
Reliability,
Japanese.
of course, no, but because Japanese come with less things in the cars.
Yeah.
Like you got to keep that in mind, but. Modern German cars are basically, from what we've seen so far, the B58 is pretty much bulletproof, really. Like you don't, without building the block or opening it up and blah, 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 you can make easily like 600, 650 horsepower. Like what more do you want, man? Like, off of a car, like it's insane. Off a car that came with like 370 or like, off an M340, for example. No, but BMW have gone much better. In the sense of reliability, BMW's problems always used to be oil leaks, blah, blah, blah. But recently, as of recent years, as in I'm going to just say 2014, from the F generation, when they started like the 3 Series, the 4 Series, the 2 Series, the X5, I'm not going to throw out the code names just because. But like from 2014 on till today, BMW's cars have gone much, much better and much, much more reliable.
The E Series was a disaster.
The E Series was...
I know from experience, but
but it was a lovely gent.
They're great to drive, but I mean, you just have to be very cautious and
But there were some legendary engines.
Like the
N52 for me is one of BMW's smoothest inline sixes. Like on an X5, for example, yes, it's underpowered, but for a city car, blah blah.
It's a cruiser.
Exactly.
It's a cruiser, but you just have to keep your ear out for any mini noises or if you feel anything under the throttle.
Listen, they're high maintenance, high reward.
Yeah.
High maintenance, high reward.
Yeah.
As long as you don't the thing is, with BMWs, I've learned, and I've seen it from a lot of people who you feel like they're cheaping out on their cars. They're like, I can save $1 or $2, which is not wrong. Like, everyone has their own budget.
Their own thing, yeah.
Yeah, but when you do that to the car, let's say, I swear on my life, I know people who would only change the oil filter once every 2 times. So one time yes, one time no. They would reuse the same oil filter. And then like 20,000 kilometers later, like their engine has a ticking problem. Like, man, you can't listen. You have to be on top of the maintenance schedule of any German car.
Yeah.
And they are bulletproof. With all on like everyone
just
knows.
Take care of it, and a lot of people ask me this, by the way. Like every time like someone, like, I drive an X5, everyone asks me like, oh okay, بس ما بيعذبوا معك ما بيخربوا كتير. لا, just keep maintaining it. Just keep your ear and eye out for anything like minor thing. Just know your car, and you're fine. You can drive it for years.
Yeah.
I think I've put around 66,000 miles over the car.
That's crazy. Man, listen,
since I bought it.
As long BMW, like modern cars,
used,
modern cars, I don't think they're gonna have many mechanical issues as much as electrical in the sense of sensors. Because there are sensors for everything. So, I had what's it called, the M2 for example. I renewed my warranty not because it's tuned or I'm not worried about the mechanical components because one, I know the proper stages, and I don't I take my time. I don't do something just to do it.
Drastic and
like so I supplement whatever modification I want to do with like the proper parts needed to keep it reliable.
Yeah.
But so I renewed my warranty just because I've changed approximately 13 taillights in my ownership. I'm not joking. 13.
I remember.
Because the car has LED taillights, and it would always give me a malfunction, being like, let's say I'm making a turn to the left, I turn on the flasher, and just like, it starts hyper blinking, and it says error. At one point, I was so upset, I was really driving my car, I was on my way from somewhere, I was going to drive my car back to the showroom and just throw it in the khalas. Sell it, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, it's frustrating, but at the same time, I've gotten used to it. So now what's happening is, it does do that still. But it's now auto-canceling it. So for example, you turn on the left turn signal, it gives you the hyperblink warning, let's say. Drive 2 minutes, turn it on again, like you just see the caution sign goes away. Yeah, and that's the thing. What worries me, like it's an LED tail light. Let's say there was an actual problem with the tail light. Buying one is like how many dollars from BMW? Yeah, like BMW manufacturers make their money from parts. They don't make it from the car anymore. They don't care.
I think we veered off topic a bit as usual. We can talk a lot, by the way, guys.
I think the first episode was just rambling on and on. Like I don't think we had a target.
We hope you liked it.
I mean, if you're here after the first podcast,
listen, it's like Clubhouse, but you don't join the room. You know, the thing is, I do Clubhouse. I listen to a lot of Clubhouse talks when I shower. I'm trying that instead of music. Okay. And it's just interesting. You're showering, you're hearing like, hey,
random people with you in the shower, Nick?
Huh?
You just have random people with you in the shower.
Yeah, of course. And no, you're just like, as you're showering, like,
shower party.
Wow, and you see الوضع الاقتصادي سيء, and it's just like a constant reminder of where you're living. You never forget it. Yeah, I'm telling you. No, so like that one for me, I feel like can be on like a long day of like traffic. Just imagine, like I'm gonna give you exactly where I imagine this happening. Right after you cross City Mall, you're heading towards Junia, Jalid back when everything was normal. The traffic that would happen there from 2 p.m. to like 7:30, 8 p.m. was unbearable. I really don't know how people did it. I came
from Beirut, I got stuck in it as well.
So like I feel like that first EP would be very nice in that type of scenario. Mm-hmm. Or Muayana, if you're doing inspection. Yo, if you're going to Muayana,
we should have inspection stories on an episode tomorrow.
Oh, we can do one right now. I took one of the Blazers to go get it inspected so I can get it registered just to feel safe. Like, and I own the car because right now it's in someone else's name. God knows what could happen.
Yeah.
So I got a tow truck, took the tow truck. We drove all the way to the Muayana center in Hazmiya, like close to Hazmiya. To Saint Therese Hadas, whatever.
Yeah, عرفت one. Okay.
That one. I swear on my life, we drove in. I saw the traffic. I turned around, called the blood I just head back. I'll pay you. Like, cost me $100K, which I'm like, okay, fine, but fuck my life, man. Like, why does everyone want to pay their muayana right now?
A lot of people go to Zahle just for less.
I would be so down to do that, but there was the storm. So yeah, just wine story. So I have someone coming to pick up the car tomorrow at 8 in the morning, and he's like, "I'll stay in it. I don't mind staying till 4 p.m." Like, he has nothing to do. So and Akid, I'm gonna have to like pay him for his services, but like thank God for people like him.
Yeah.
It's crazy how they make a problem. The government creates a problem, and then there's always somehow
people like
the government never makes a solution.
The problem never gets fixed. You have to find people that have the solution.
The problem never gets fixed.
But yeah, we veered off topic a lot.
So we will do Mu'ayna talks.
And if you guys have any Mu'ayna stories, send them through.
Yeah, I think that's better than like speed ticket stories.
Yeah.
Or Hajj stories. Hajj stories are pretty interesting.
They're fun. They're fun. But yeah, we were talking about how Tesla before. They set the benchmark in early 2013. Before more?
I'd say later, 2015, 16, because the first gen Teslas, like the early Model S's and whatnot, were horrible.
Shit.
Were horrible. Like the build quality.
Lots of issues with them. Like you can't even open the door to get out of it.
Like people used to laugh at like American-made cars that were assembled in Kentucky in the 70s. They haven't seen Teslas back then. But they've gotten better now.
They've gotten way better, and they set the benchmark for electric cars. I mean, if you think of an electric car, هتفكر دغري Tesla.
Yeah.
At first, like when you say it, by then, man. But recently, Porsche with the Taycan, they've upped the game.
They really have. They showed other manufacturers like you could still do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, take it easy, Tesla.
By the way, I heard one driving by. It's actually very interesting.
Tesla?
No, the Porsche.
The Porsche, sorry.
And yeah, they have like it has a very bassy sound to it. Their speakers, obviously, but it's not
for safety. Another EU regulation, by the way.
I'm down with that.
Yeah,
but
it sounds interesting.
But it's cool, you know, because it had that depth to it that sounded like, oh, this is a muffled. And there's some. I can't wait. I can't wait if cars do become like this. Remember my 528i?
Yeah.
So BMW were doing something with active sound design (ASD). So you can basically, if you have a 5 Series, you can code the fake engine noise on certain models. For example, 520 did not have fake engine noise. 528 did.
I think on your 428, 435,
I didn't have it.
But on our other friends 235 you tuned.
I can code it.
It was like a V8. You made it sound like a V8.
No. So with the 528i, I was like, you know what? Let me give this. And this is the family car, you know. This is the family car, so I can't modify. I can't tune it. Especially it's an N20 engine. That engine is trash.
Wait, was this a story when your dad or your mom were driving the car and they heard like something interesting?
No, that's the Mini Cooper. That's
so
with the BMW, I was like, you know what? Let's give it like an
imaginary
spice. Plus 50 horsepower.
A little spice.
I changed the speaker output, like the fake engine noise, from the 528 to an M5. I can tell you it was around like 0.6 seconds faster. You're the one. No, I did the same thing with my mom's Countryman.
Yeah.
And she hated it. I didn't tell her. She drove the car. She drove the car. She's like, something's wrong with the car. I can't drive it.
She منزوعة أكيد.
And M2, first thing I did, coded that off. Yeah. First week I bought the M2, you were there. Remember we took off the front bumper to get the kidney grills, and then we stripped the interior.
I remember that we put a completely new sound system in the car.
As well.
He has like a lot of like stubby fingers, so he can't like reach into the spaces to get.
I don't have the patience.
I'm more dexterous and patient than him, so I basically put the speakers in. He was just watching the whole time.
I was making sure quality control was up to par.
We got that shit done. But yeah, we're talking about how Tesla set the benchmark, and then Porsche just showed them that we can do this shit as well.
I think everyone's going to be able to do it. But
my issue is with people like, for example, with the new i4, for example, I posted the stats of the car. People are like, بطيئة. It doesn't.
It's not meant, man. A city car is not meant to be racing like Ferraris.
But my thing is like Porsche and the Porsche Taycan and Porsche and the Tesla, for example, they showed that electric cars are the fastest cars on the street. You can do 0 to 100 and point whatever. People like have that perception of if I'm gonna buy every electric car has to be that fast and that whatever.
It will have that off the line feel, but it's. In the end, the motor is rated for the car.
But I mean, you have to like think there's a whole spectrum of other buyers. No one's gonna go and buy a Porsche Taycan that's gonna cost مثل قديش when, for example, you can buy another car.
The thing is, what people need to understand is Tesla did that. The whole outrageous, ludicrous mode, was a publicity stunt.
Marketing.
Tesla used to have, people don't really think about it. Tesla used to have the Roadster from before that was basically the Lotus Elise.
Yeah, it's in space now.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah. But people never paid attention to Tesla then.
Right.
You know? And so once Tesla gave people like a 4-door sedan, blah blah,
that can destroy an Aventador, for example.
That people like all the car, the
interest.
YouTube community went berserk.
Yeah. Everyone, man.
Every influencer got a Tesla.
And where do all the influencers live? LA.
America, yeah.
LA. And LA is like the hotspot for Tesla, so that really boosted their marketing. And
of course, no, I'm telling you. And Tesla had the whole, like, I'm slightly going off topic, but again. Tesla, they would sell it in malls, not dealerships.
Yeah?
Yeah, so Tesla, you'd be just walking like, I need some new boxes. You're like,
oh, Tesla.
Might as well.
Yeah. By the way, you heard that Elon is making it possible to buy off
with Bitcoin? Yeah, man, this guy's gonna make more money off of you, whether no matter how you pay, he's gonna use your money to make more money.
They invested like what, 1.4 billion?
1.5 billion.
$1.5 billion into Bitcoin. Now you can buy your Tesla using Bitcoin, but they like put a whole like article on when you want to buy it. Just make sure you put the address in, because it might go to someone else and you get lost, and we can't pay you back in Bitcoin and all of that bullshit.
Listen, right now, if you tell people in Lebanon Bitcoin or cash, what would they say? Like, would you rather give people Bitcoin or khalas? People here only trust what's in their hands.
Crypto,
I would trust cash.
Crypto is the future, but I mean,
I trust cash for now.
For now, yeah.
I learned my lesson. No, but I think people they always do this. Like, if Ferrari talking about making an SUV. Yeah, they will. They are.
They have some outrageous name for it. I can't even remember it.
Look it up.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, no. So once Ferrari do that, because it's a Ferrari, it's like Lamborghini made the Urus. You know, it has to be a fast one. But like Ferrari
it upped their sales by like crazy.
Of course, no. It's because people just like enjoying.
امبارح in Metropole 4 or 3 Uruses parked up front.
Yeah, you can always trust the Lebanese community to buy overpriced cars.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, so the Ferrari Purosang.
Purosang.
That's heavy on the tongue.
Is that how they would say? They wouldn't say Purosang.
Purosang, maybe, perhaps, but I mean, it's a heavy name for a car.
Yeah, listen, from the people who made the Ferrari, La Ferrari.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very far-fetched for them to do this.
I'm happy it's at least not like Ferrari, not like, it's not Ferrari La SUV. No, but I would definitely love owning a city, like a Yaris. Imagine there was an electric Yaris just for like every day, or a Corolla, you know. I don't care about tops. It's a city car. It does one thing well. Yeah. City driving. Khalas.
There are other cars for that. If you want to buy a fast
apples
electric,
and stop comparing apples to oranges.
Yeah. I mean, if BMW made an i4 that has like 400 horsepower and does 0 to 100 in 6 seconds. There are people that would buy that. That's what they want. They want a 0 to 100 2.7 second car, they would buy that. I mean,
I'm telling you.
You have to expand the market.
Yeah, listen, I think this is an issue just with people here.
Here in Lebanon.
Yeah, because people here love they would compare an M5 competition and say like, M5 competition isn't fast. Be like, why? Be like, I was in my friend's 520 and my beta. And I'm just like, wait, what? I remember there was that hybrid. There's the, what was it called? The convention that happened that took place.
E-motor show.
The e-motor show. Man, I went and I was hanging around the BMW salesman. And the shit that they got from people walk in like it's an electric car. First thing they do, they just slam the door open, and they just start putting their fingers at. I don't like this material. What is the salesman gonna tell you? It's that's the way the car came optioned. You don't like the material. When you buy this car, choose a different one. People would miss the point. The point is electric car. But people saw. Leather.
Now that you mentioned it, when I was at the motor show, I was covering it for like the whole 5 days I had pass. But every time I came to like shoot the car, I have a pass. بيجي واحد بيكبس لي الصندوق. Oh, it's electric. بيفتح التيلgate. Every fucking person that comes up to a car, they have to open the trunk and watch it go up electrically, and then they close it. And I just wait there.
I want to see.
Just wait
what happened to those test vehicles, because I'm sure. Listen, this is given this is Lebanon
cars.
Yeah, but given this is Lebanon, they would probably sell them as new.
Probably, yeah.
But I really want to see, because once there's a guy who, when the M4 came out, the previous gen, the Ep.2 came out, Jeremy Clarkson Top Gear, they did a review on it.
Okay.
So it was a demo car. So some guy ended up buying it from
that exact car.
He didn't know it was the demo car.
Okay.
And it turned out to be the one that Jeremy Clarkson drove. And if you watch the video, he murdered it basically.
Okay.
He went all out, destroyed it. And he had fun. The guy who bought it later, 3,000 miles in, the engine was completely gone.
Fuck, man.
And like then he found out, you know.
But don't they tell them that's a demo car?
They're supposed to. But in that specific case, they didn't.
Fuck, man.
As I recall, you know. But there was that issue on the forums. That guy, like, imagine finding out on the forums, like, isn't that your car?
Your car on Top Gear, like
because he's like
doing burnouts in the middle of an airport.
He bought the car, only had like 300 miles on it. He's like, oh wow, this is a Lupta.
Yeah.
That's a word.
سعرها منيح. سعرها منيح ولقطة من الشركة.
بعدها كيان. كيانها شركة. That's the word. And so the guy got fucked over.
I'm sure he filed a lawsuit or something. If it's not in Lebanon, bro, I'm gonna sue you.
Man, Lebanon.
Anyways, let's
not bash companies too much. Yeah. So.
But I mean, after talking about all of these electric cars, what does that mean for the future of a combustion engine?
I think if Porsche pull off that whole alternate fuel or synthetic fuel,
they're gonna stick around.
We're good. Yeah. We'll stick around. Man, the thing is, as an electric engineer whose passion is renewable energy, I care a lot about like making. No, I'm serious. No, seriously. Okay. So renewable energy is my favorite thing in the world. Okay, but with electric cars, they're like, this is better from the. No, it's not. Let's not, unless the power you are generating to charge the car is from a clean energy source.
Yeah.
You're simply shifting the pollution from inside the city to the power plant. Which in our case is in the city.
That's like, which begs the question: if Porsche do this synthetic fuel, like the raw material for it, where's it coming from?
I don't know. I really need to look up.
It's another material that's going to be excavated from the ground or whatever.
Of course, but batteries are the same thing. Lithium. Look at how much. Like the thing is,
like, pollution.
We just need to better manage our resources, but I don't like how people are like attacking internal combustion. Like, it is less efficient than than an electric engine.
Yeah.
But it's been around for so long. We know it's where it performs well, where it doesn't, and the thing is, with electric cars, one thing they still have to tackle is not that range in cold climate.
Yeah.
Like in Alaska, you don't see someone buying like a GM, like Silverado hybrid. No, he can't, because with the colder temps, the range drops drastically. And if they want to fix that, they're gonna need to add extra insulator. That's a lot of more
a lot more weight.
So we need to see. We need to see how it develops, honestly. But I think future, like the future of combustion engines is still can go anyway.
Yeah.
If they somehow find a way to lower the amount of resources like drawn or used when making the batteries, which is also extremely dirty.
Yeah.
Then it can be
disposing them or recycling them.
Man,
it's a whole process.
Have you seen how if a Tesla crashes and catches fire if a fire truck pulls up, they can't turn it off. They need a special chemical.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I don't know, and it's a safety. I don't know.
It's still like touch and go with the whole subject of electric cars.
Wait, is there an electric Defender, or am I wrong?
An electric Defender
or a hybrid Defender?
So. I'm not sure.
Or there's. I remember reading
the new one.
I'm not sure whether it's a Defender. It's a Range Rover. I know that for Land Rover / Range Rover.
Right.
Guy in Miami bought it, parked it, and it caught fire. No, it was a Porsche. It was a Porsche.
Okay.
It was the Taycan.
Oh yeah. I saw that.
It caught fire charging. Like that's the thing with especially if you don't have a proper infrastructure and grid for it.
Like a mini surge in power.
Yeah, like you don't. There's so many.
تلعب الكهرباء. روح شيل البراد وشيل التلفزيون.
I'm telling you, that's the thing. That's an extra worry. Like you don't worry like on قطعت كهرباء. Oh, my car's gonna catch fire. Like you know.
Yeah.
It's you like it used to be fine. Like راح التلفزيون. Like this TV doesn't work now because of the كهرباء. You know, but imagine you're like, I can't make that flight. You know, I'm at that business. I have to cancel. Like why? Oh, my car. My Porsche caught fire. ضربت الكهرباء السيارة. Another water break, and then we wrap up. All right.
Now we're back, and Nick has made a discovery.
So, besides the Porsche catching fire story,
it turns out you were right.
My memory served me right. A whole Range Rover dealership caught fire in America because of the Defender plug-in hybrid was charging and it caught fire. So I think that's a bit like that just shows you We still have a long way to go.
It's like we can't just rule out all electric cars can do
Of course, no, I know, but the chances.
How many combustion engine cars catch fire, man?
While filling up gas?
While or after or
no? While is the question. No, while is the question because that's a method of delivering power to the car. And usually when there's a fire, it's not because of the internal combustion engine. It's because of the electric work.
Yeah, because of the people and their
a local electrician visited the item. Hey, that's it.
A local electrician visited.
Every car I buy, all these old cars, first thing I do, I order a brand new custom wiring harness, so I make it myself, and because I know what I'm gonna add and whatnot, and I just go cut everything off because. If you see the things I've seen, some bad things.
Yeah, you sent it to us on the group.
It's some bad things. I swear, I don't know how cars have not caught fire. Like, there's so many cars that are like this on the road in Lebanon, and I swear, I still don't know.
Man?
And that's the thing, these are the cars you randomly get notifications like, احتراق سيارة على جنب
everything is like DIY.
It's because of this,
They just do things.
Anyways.
موديل السيارة خيب بذكرها أنا بالضو
no cable they get like the electric cable تبع البيت like
But yeah, so electric cars, and we were talking about what does that mean for the future of combustion engines, and
so
what should we invest in, for example, if we're gonna buy for now before they run out. I think a lot of people have
primary resources.
Man, but a lot of people, it was trending to buy any engines before, like the turbos.
Of course.
Turbos picked up.
V12s, manual V12s, big engine, outlandish cars that make no sense. These are the cars that I'm leaning towards buying because they're not going to make them ever again.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really looking forward to... I love buying land yachts because you buy, like, an American car that size-wise is so outrageous. Nothing... like it is ever on the road.
Yeah.
You know, but like the Cadillac
something
Eldorado.
reasonable. For example, an M3 E46. I would love that car.
No, that is more expensive than the cars I'm mentioning.
I mean,
okay.
I'm back is something reasonable to like find.
Look into BMWs.
Get.
I'd say E92, the M3 E92 has been on an upward climb for the past 6-7 years. Like
yeah.
Well,
a lot of people.
Yeah.
Especially because you can't import them into Lebanon anymore now.
Globally. It's just because there's been an appreciation move. Locally. Okay, locally.
For example, one of our friends is looking for a very clean E46 M3. He couldn't find one.
Yeah.
I think he just found one recently. I'm not sure. But because you can't import them. You can't import them. Another car for all NA Porsches. Every NA Porsche, for sure.
I don't know about the 996. I don't know how people think about that. The first gen non-air-cooled one. It looks good in some places, but also like it's weird. I don't know. It's a love-hate relationship with people, like with the Porsche purists.
But anything new coming out recently that we should look into before everything goes electric? What do you think?
Yaris, we mentioned that.
GR Yaris for sure, 100%.
I would wait. Honestly, if you can scoop up any M2 or M2 competition, do it because from the photos I've seen of the new M2, the development. It looks hideous.
I forgot about that, by the way.
It's absolutely hideous.
It's so forgettable, by the way. Like,
it's just. I think like those two cars. You could go for
anything post 2010 on
a 370Z, 350Z, like these. Oh no, actually no, the 400Z is coming out. I don't think so. I would say just go with what you feel like was a one-off car. In general, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I personally bought them knowing there's a competition coming, knowing I could have gone in M4, knowing I could have gone more I don't care. But I bought it because I believe, like, it's like a 1M, but mass-produced. The 1M is literally the same thing as the M2, but mass-produced. The M2 is mass-produced.
M2, yeah.
So, that's the thing. Buy cars that you enjoy currently, like the ones that you see people enjoy.
It's not about price, it's about how you enjoy driving it.
Exactly. More. Like see what you like driving and what others if you're looking to make a profit. You know, see what the whole community is leaning towards. So right now, as you said, E46s, E92s, if we're talking BMWs, Mercedes, the 2.3, the 190E, the Cosworth ones are now
they're
jumping.
Awesome. And you recently changed some rims on
so
Mercedes, right?
My very good friend loves the 140 Mercedes, so which is the 1990s CL and S-Class.
Yeah.
The Shabah.
Man. هذول if the fan goes out, man, صوتهم
I love it. I love how loud they are though. They're very safe on the road because people will move out.
Yeah, my neighbor used to have one, and every time he pulls up to the neighborhood, like everyone would hear. Like, it's literally
I'm telling you, the fans are insane on that car. The cooling capacity is crazy.
Crazy, man.
So those cars are also going up there. You can still scoop them up for cheap. If they're like, you can still find them, but
you gotta find a clean one.
Just do it while you can, you know. Because parts are running out. We had to. His rear bumper, for example, on the W140, which is the S class, the non-coupe, like the sedan, was previously broken. Like we could tell, it was cracked and fixed by the previous owner, and so they used fiber. So it's a botched repair, you know, that you realize. It took us approximately 1 week to find just a replacement bumper that is still in bad shape, but that can be fixed. Yeah,
really.
We had I made what's it called? A friend of mine reach out to his whole Mercedes community, like to the taxi drivers, anyone with an S class, even if it's not running. If you have a rear bumper it's okay to be scratched or scuffed as long as it's not broken and into a million pieces. We want it. Yeah. We got one. After 1 week of intensive search, we found one for $120. But
is it the same S class? Is it the same S class that I posted on my stories, the V12 one? The one I posted is a V12.
This one's a V8.
A V8. Okay. V8. The one I posted, man, super fucking clean. Just
saw
rolling up. Wow.
No, that friend of mine was bidding on an S70, an S600 S class that was from brand new. Taken and modified and bored out to an S70 basically, so AMG treatment. They would take the engine and increase the capacity. So he was bidding on one in America for 3 days on Bring a Trailer. For 3 days the price held, the price was $4,000, let me just jump it and end it there, you know, the shock valve. He put $10,000. I swear on my
4 to 10?
Yeah, okay. So people are like, oh shit, that's a big jump, you know, and it was a 300,000 kilometer car, German origin, imported to America. So you know, if you want to keep it in the States, you're gonna have to do so many things to make it. So it was ideal to bring into Lebanon, you know, because it's German spec, so no miles, no Fahrenheit, none of that bullshit. So last second, I swear, the day of khalas, it's closing auction, the last hour, someone put $25,000 as a bid, and someone jumped it, put 35, and then it closed at $45,000 after holding for 3 days at 10,000.
Or at 10. Wow.
And we're like, yeah, we got it, yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
So basically these cars you're gonna keep your eye out for.
Just look out for any V12, BMW, or Mercedes, but be prepared to walk in with deep pockets, walk out skinny. But they're worth it. They really are.
So if you guys have any of these cars, just
slide in our DMs.
We'd be interested. We have people that would be interested.
Listen, we have people who buy them not to flip, out of passion, because this growing up, this is the car, you know, and now they're at a point in life where they can make a move and get it. So if you know of any such cars,
like our friend with the Evo 9, he found one, he bought it.
And I remember a few years ago, I found an 850 at my mechanic
I remember that one, and you have
the guy was like, no, I want X amount for it. I'm like, okay, I'm not even gonna argue with you. It's a manual 850 Ci, so
you know what it's worth.
Limited, so he's like, okay, give me X amount. I'm like, okay, that's a decent price, you know, a bit over, but I'm not even gonna argue with you. That's how you know, I'm gonna walk in and just give you your money. Khalas, I want this car. I know I'm biggest buyer error showing interest, but no, khalas, I'm not even gonna negotiate.
What happened?
I got the okay and everything. When push came to shove, turns out he owned it with his brother. And his brother's like, no, I don't want to sell. And so he came to me, he's like, listen, man, I'm sorry. I put my money where my mouth wasn't because I thought my brother, he did want to sell. Now he changed his mind and طلعت براسه, you know. So
it's the grey one that's at the dealership.
No, that one is owned by the owner of BMW, and it's an automatic. He's made some modifications, so it has parking sensors installed in the rear.
Okay.
It has aftermarket HID headlights.
Okay.
Again, automatic. 90,000 kilometers, but all factory service, so that's a plus. But the other two things are a minus because khalas.
But would he sell? Was he gonna sell it or no?
Thing is, the guy's a billionaire. He doesn't care about so you know, to him, he's never looked. You think he's gonna go online and Google what it's worth? He doesn't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if he keeps it or not, you know. So, I just went up to him. He's like, "What's your offer?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna offer you anything because I knew if I tell him what the car is really worth, 18, he would be like." He would take it as an insult because in his head, he told me, he's I want 50 for it. I'm like, thank you for your time, and I leave. And it's still there in the dealership. There are a few 8 Series I'm trying to hunt down. I have numbers of people. That's the thing. Another person once drove into BMW. I happened to be there. Had an 850 as well, but automatic. But I was like, it's still clean. The car has. He's a doctor who lives in France. Only comes to Lebanon. And since the 90s, he bought it, and it's been in Lebanon, so he doesn't drive it that much. It has like 40,000 kilometers on it, which is nothing.
That's amazing.
And factory service, everything. He told me, I'm like, you want to sell it? He's like, I'm down to sell it.
Yeah.
I was like, listen, I would love to right now, but I'm really stretched out. Like, I can't. He's like, listen, I don't need to sell anything. He's like, take my number. Anytime you decide like you want it now, call me and I'll give it to you.
That's great.
He really liked me. I made a very good impression on the guy, so he was like really down with it. I'm like, okay, great. So I have that in the back of my head.
So do you have any OLX finds for us today?
Oh, I have a school bus.
A cool bus.
A school bus. So it would be a really cool thing to buy, and it's an authentic American school bus. 1982 International School Bus, runs and drives gasoline engine.
He just loves this shit. I don't get it.
Unqad, perfect for a food truck or mobile home project.
I don't get it.
So when I saw this ad and I saw like a short American yellow school bus, in my head I was like, okay, American automatically. It's gasoline, so it's V8. Done. Alright, I was thinking, what can I do with this to make it like a nice thing? Strip the interior, little off-road. You can make this a nice little off-road like mobile. Like really, not intensely. You're not gonna go rock run, but like you can go on any unpaved road in this, and make it like a nice little camper trailer, whatever you want.
A cool bus.
Yeah, I like that. Honestly, let's do this. I've seen a lot of YouTubers do this. Yeah. Let us know what you think down in the comments.
Oh, look at that. You can also find the new Defender on OLX.
Yeah, these purchases are sketchy. Why
man.
would someone buy like a car, drive 1,000 kilometers and be like, nah, I'm out. I don't want, I can never do that. So so that's a school bus. He wants $5,300 cash and $17,000. Bro, this bus is not worth... What the?
Afi, 2 options, cash and check.
Okay, no, I think this is either or. Okay, because that's gonna be like 5,000 cash and 17 check.
That's a lot, man.
Yeah, we're not gonna explain it to any international follower what we're talking about.
I think we talked about it.
We did. Last week. So let's just not get into the cash situation. But yeah, it would be a cool build. But
talking about the.
No one's gonna buy this, so. Anytime, no one, like, I'm not worried, like, oh my god, I shouldn't, no. This is just always going to be there.
Are there diagrams of, like, what you can do with the car?
Because he can help with the conversion on a turnkey basis, so you can pay him to do it for you, but where's the fun in that? I don't know what
is he turning it to? What is he turning
it to? A food truck or a mobile home.
Looks like it has a patio on top and everything.
Yeah,
this is so interesting, man.
I'm telling you can do whatever you want with this.
Let's not do it, though.
Live to see another day.
Anything else in the news this week? Talking about the catalytic converters. Last week you told me about this, by the way. How a lot of catalytic converters are being stolen from the US. So I just found this article where LA sheriff finds $750,000 worth of catalytic converters.
Wow, arrests 19.
Yeah, and a sting in LA. Man, I also saw a video. Like they just
they
park
just
up the car,
jack it up.
One guy slides underneath with like a pipe cutter, just drops it. Another guy picks it up.
You have to blame all these tool manufacturers for coming with these super nice electric saws and everything.
They make it easy for us and easy for
and those people use it. No, thing is, I took my Blazer. I was like, it's way too loud. I'm pretty sure it's gonna fail inspections. No. Don't ask me what they measure, because M2 passes inspection and it's a catless car.
Yeah.
But the Blazer would fail. I think they just measure the air fuel ratio, whatever.
Yeah.
So
probably.
I'm like, but it's way too loud. It's obviously gonna fail inspection. We go under the car. You know what? The previous owner has done.
Yeah, you told me this.
He gutted the catalytic converter. He kept it in
dumping
place,
in the center.
but he just cut it out, took out the material, probably sold it for money, and kept it there. So I had to basically just close that in.
So just like an empty cat.
Yeah. So what I did was I just told him put whatever the hell you could put in it at the least cost, because both ways I'm gonna redo the whole redo the whole exhaust. I'm not gonna keep this shit. I'm not gonna waste money on it. So yeah. It was like $45.
It's pretty interesting, but I mean $750,000 worth of
that's a lot of money. That's cash.
That's cash, man.
That's cash.
I mean, they take them, they cut them off, they extract the platinum, and they melt them and they make it into another product.
No, they just khalas. They sell it to like as a metal.
Apparently, they're selling it to other car manufacturers because they're looking for cats because of the EU regulations
right
and
after
everything
Volkswagen, the Dieselgate thing, platinum's price went up, like skyrocketed, and people who people who had the insight to be like, okay, diesel scandal, cars are not meeting emissions. What's the solution? You know,
cats.
That's all VW did.
Anything else in the news? Oh, we have the MBUX Hyperscreen. Did you see that? What do you think of that?
Like that
141 centimeter screen inside your interior.
That's so unnecessary, so distracting.
Man, bring it back to analog. Bring it back to analog.
Just imagine the glare as much.
The fingerprints on the screen.
No. The thing is, they always apply an anti-glare coating to the screens,
know,
of course, but it lasts a certain amount of time, especially if your fingers can be like smudged up,
like grimy and everywhere. Just it's basically 141 centimeter screen.
McDonald's in your car.
We eat a lot of McDonald's. 141 centimeter screen in the center. They can tell. In the center of your dash. I can't make a sentence.
It's just because, bro, it's so bad. I hate it.
So yeah, it's in your interior, and it's just nothing else. Just button, a screen you can just touch, and just takes the fun out of it, the feel out of an analog, and like
they're solving problems that don't exist.
Yeah.
Like when was an analog gauge
making more problems?
So inefficient. Hey, it's just stop, man.
Making more problems. Like if you want to go to the AC functions, just
it's screens and it's distracting. One, it's distracting. Two, it's absolutely stupid. Like imagine in 30 years you find an S-Class like a barn find. You're like, wow. You go to turn it on, you can't.
Yeah.
The screen's broken. Fuck, you can't test it.
Button.
Man, Jesus, I hate them. I really do.
Yeah, bro.
Let them focus on making a better ride or nimbler, like whatever. Find something to do. Stop touch an LED screening everything.
They're just trying to bring it back to like making something interesting as opposed to Tesla's vertical screen and whatever. So yeah, I mean, but props to them for making two options for the interior. You can either get this screen or the regular screen from
the regular iPad screen,
which is this one. Which is this one, by the way. So
Jesus Christ!
Another screen.
My God.
Just not 100.
So rather than one big screen, you get two screens.
Yeah, but it's not the whole 141.
Both ways, screen. Your pockets are fucked.
Yeah.
If
one of them breaks, you can drive your car.
With kids, oh my! Imagine you get pulled over. Do you know what speed you were doing? No, sorry, my kid fucking threw a shoe at the speedometer.
Or whatever, man.
Jesus.
Crazy.
Anyways.
I think we're gonna end it here.
Yeah, I think we'll just end it on that lovely, very positive note.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the podcast.
Give me a follow. I don't want to be 683 followers next
time.
Week. Yeah,
he'll probably be at 683.
I just can't seem to cross 700. That's a magic number.
Let's see if I can help you with that.
Yalla, khalas.
Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you on the next one.
Yalla.
Peace.